The harder you work, the luckier you get. Namaskar, welcome to Next IS. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we are going to discuss major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, Press Information Bureau, and News on Air. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. Now, recently, IIT Madras and ISRO have developed an indigenous aerospace quality Shakti based semiconductor chip, and it can be used in diverse domains from Internet of Things and computer systems for strategic needs. Here, you must know that it is supported by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology under the Digital India Initiative, and it aims to promote indigenous development of microprocessor based products that offer best in class security and visibility for users. Next article focuses upon US Agency for International Development, and it is in the news because recently US President Donald Trump issued an executive order to freeze US foreign development assistance for 90 days to assess programmatic efficiencies and consistency with US foreign policy, and this order halted the disbursal of aid by the United States Agency for International Development. Now let's know more about it. So friends, US Agency for International Development was established in 1961, and it aims to provide foreign aid and promote democratic values, peace and prosperity. It operates in more than 100 countries, focusing on sectors like economic development, health, education, food security, climate change, and governance. And its flagship programs include President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, Feed the Future, which addresses hunger and food security issues, Power Africa, which expands access to electricity across Africa, and Water for the World Act, which aims at improving water, sanitation, and hygiene services. And here you must know that key beneficiary countries like Ukraine, Ethiopia, Jordan, Somalia, Congo, Afghanistan, Nigeria, Syria, Yemen, and South Sudan will suffer from the halted aid, which will affect millions of lives. Now let's understand how it impacts the India. So friends, in India, funding from this agency has decreased over the years, and its involvement in India has focused on healthcare, economic reforms, infrastructure, and environmental health. Next article focuses upon President's rule, which may be imposed in Manipur if no consensus candidate is found following N. Biren Singh's resignation. Now let's learn more about it. So friends, Article 356 of the Constitution allows the President to impose President's rule if the state government cannot function according to the Constitution. The process begins when the Governor reports to the President, who may issue a proclamation, and if approved by the Parliament, it can extend for up to 3 years under certain conditions. And here you must know that since 1950, President's rule has been imposed more than 130 times across India. It has been most frequent in Manipur and Uttar Pradesh. And do you know friends, Supreme Court's 1994 ruling in SR Bommai versus Union of India clarified that the President's decision to impose President's rule is subject to judicial review, and the court can examine whether the material for the decision was relevant, and it ensured the protection of state power. Now the government is reviving the idea of measuring the knowledge economy through the new metric called Gross Domestic Knowledge Product, which would complement the GDP. The Ministry of Statistics is exploring a framework for Gross Domestic Knowledge Product, focusing on intellectual assets, innovation, and knowledge-driven sectors. And here you must know that intellectual property products are currently included under the gross fixed capital formation in the GDP dataset, but a specific framework for the knowledge economy is still needed. Therefore, government is now considering creating a satellite account to track the knowledge economy and will form a technical committee to evaluate the proposal. And do you know friends, this idea was previously discussed in 2021, but it lacked a clear methodology and was put hold after feedback from the Niti Aayog. Next article is related to Thaipusam, which is being celebrated in Tamil Nadu. It is the Hindu festival dedicated to Lord Murugan, also known as Lord Kartike. He is considered god of war, victory, wisdom, courage, and spiritual growth. And Thaipusam festival is primarily celebrated by the Tamil community in Tamil Nadu and in other countries like Sri Lanka, Singapore, and Malaysia. Next article focuses upon FDI Policy Framework. Now let's learn about foreign direct investment and how is it different from foreign portfolio investment. So friends, FDI is an investment by a company or individual in another country's business. It is different from the foreign portfolio investment because it involves a long-term interest in the company's management and operations rather than just trading shares or securities. And recently, Union Budget 2025 has introduced several measures to boost foreign direct investment and improve the business environment in India. The key highlights include increasing the FDI sectoral cap in the insurance sector from 74 to 100%, launching an investment friendliness index to encourage healthy competition among states, and introducing Jan Vishwas 2.0 to enhance the ease of doing business. Here you must know that government has also revised its FDI policies to make them more transparent and investor friendly, allowing 100% FDI in most sectors under the automatic route. And additionally, initiatives like Business Reform Action Plan and Logistic Ease across different states report will further strengthen India's business ecosystem and attract investment. Next and last headline is related to Corruption Perception Index, which is produced annually by the International Secretariat of the Transparency International, which is the Berlin based global coalition against corruption. Here you must know that Corruption Perception Index scores countries on a scale from 0 to 100, with 0 indicating highest level of corruption and 100 representing the highest level of governance. This index was first globally introduced in 1995, and recently it revealed that global corruption remains high, with over two-thirds of the countries scoring below 50, and Denmark retained its position as the least corrupt country, followed by Finland and Singapore. But South Sudan ranked as the most corrupt country in 2024, followed by Somalia and Venezuela. So with this, let's conclude today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.